Big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, which is Sizzle.gg. Sizzle.gg is a website where you can download free automatic action-packed highlights of your Twitch and YouTube streams, and you don't need any software to do it. So this website is going to save you money by automatically picking the best parts of your streams and turning them into clips and compilations for games like Apex Legends, Valorant, Dead by Daylight, Fortnite, Modern Warfare 2, Warzone, League of Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, Counter-Strike, and many others. And to celebrate the awesome community, Sizzle.gg is hosting a free-to-enter giveaway where 3 winners who create a free Sizzle.gg account will win $30 each on PayPal. So hurry up, go and sign up right now. The link is down in the description below. Apex Legends will finally be made fun again after people have found 2 specific patents that EA has now filed. You may have heard about one, but we found another as well that I think is going to be pretty interesting to see how it plays out, and also a big change that Apex themselves are looking to make very soon. I hope you've all been doing well and enjoyed your holidays with your family. I'm coming home from my in-laws tomorrow, so I will be back on my main setup tomorrow after the video. Looking forward to streaming again Monday night. It's been a while. Don't forget, we're going to be giving away the Wraith Heirloom Prestige skin. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe, and let's jump into it. So there are 3 things in specific that I want to mention today. Now, one of these things you've definitely heard of, another one you may have heard of, and one you probably have not heard of that we just found recently. So let's start it off with the more recent one. If you've watched Apex content in the last 24 hours, you may have seen this. So confirmed by multiple sources, and one specifically being Garrett Leaks that brought all of this to Twitter, it seems that, quote, EA has now filed a patent to detect collusion in online games. So this wouldn't be specifically for Apex, but it is something in a system that would help Apex tremendously, because we see a lot of these problems in Apex Legends. Saying obviously this is pretty big, so in this thread he's going to begin to explain what exactly it does and how it seemingly works with clear potential to be used in Apex Legends. So coming straight from the article that I guess found this patent, it suggests that EA is looking to identify potential instances of cross-squad collaboration, saying that it may analyze your social relationships and communications and or your gameplay behavioral data to infer collusion in games. Suggested data are friend lists along with guilds, parties, etc. Obviously you can include clubs from Apex Legends, but saying that it suggests that social interactions such as your in-game chat, lobby chat, or other game platform, or even the system chat could be tracked now, along with other messaging through both in-game systems and even across gaming platform or system-enabled direct messaging. So this could literally be everything. Your private messages on Xbox, your whispers on Call of Duty. I don't know if you guys know, but you can actually like enable certain profiles and whisper to them even if you're on cross-platform. Your Steam messages, your Origin messages, all of these direct messages, they can bring together and kind of monitor your behavior, even with your in-game behavior. Like not even things that are communication based, but also, you know, your game chat as well will be monitored. So it seems like they're using this as a way to monitor people who are cheating and playing with people and partnering up with people to try to stop in-game teaming. The patent notes also clarify that they may see players, quote, removed from the match, disqualified or suspended or even banned. While this system could be implemented automatically by the AI or an algorithm, it might also consider the use of human reviewers prior to this action. There's also a picture of the illustration of the patent and how exactly this would work. Now, on one hand, this is great news because this could make Apex super fun again, because you might not have cheaters colluding with people that are trying to help or trying to boost the people. We've also seen in the Apex rank scene that there has been a massive outrage and a problem with a lot of ranked players being a super high rank in Apex Predator who are going outside of the zone with the Watson fences, and they're boosting and cheating, and they're just getting people to constantly, you know, use respawn beacons and res people. Therefore, they could finish the game with a lot of kills, even though they didn't rightfully deserve or earn those kills. So they're getting a high rank in Apex Predator. They're able to boost their KP and get a lot of rank points here. And obviously, they're doing this by teaming up with people that are on opposite teams so that they can do this. Now, this new monitoring patent would basically allow them to monitor their messages and kind of pick up on this before it even happens, theoretically. But there's also some bad news with this. Like, yes, well, this probably will clean things up and would make things a little bit more fun if they could keep the integrity a little bit better. However, you've also got to think, what about the innocent stuff in the public matches where you're just trying goofy stuff with your friends? You're not really trying to get a lot of kills. You're not really trying to hurt anyone else's game. You're just trying to do something funny, maybe some experimental. You know, a lot of the things in Warzone that you're seeing right now with proximity chat, those people are technically teaming up a lot of the times, although it's in good fun, and it's really just a lot of trolling. So I don't really know how they're going to monitor that aspect of it, but it is something to consider. This could make the integrity of the rank system and integrity of all of Apex Legends a little bit better and a little bit more fun, and I'm interested to see what you guys think about this new patent that EA has just filed. Another thing that I wanted to mention here, this is another patent that EA has just filed. Thank you to Diddle Daddle for sending me this over on Twitter, but this one was a little bit interesting. And also at the very end of this take, I'll give you guys a little bit of a conspiracy theory that is going around that I don't really know how I feel about either. So there is actually a brand new controller that seems to be on the way from EA. It seems like they've actually decided to make this controller that auto configures and auto forms and suggests to your playstyle. So it'll study your behavioral data. It'll actually see what your struggles are, your tendencies are, and they'll try to make some auto settings for your specific controller dedicated to your playstyle. Now, that sounds okay, and I think it's supposed to be in comparison and or your competition with SCUF controllers and the Xbox Elite controllers and so on. So listen, if you're a controller player, you're going to want to hear how this works, and if you're a mouse and keyboard player, you're going to want to hear how this works, because if you've ever complained about aim assist, you're going to get mad at how automated this is becoming. Take a listen to this description that was made on the article on PCGamer.com saying Electronic Arts has now been granted a patent that it applied for in late 2020 named, quote, Automated Controller Configuration Recommendation System, which outlines a system whereby a game would just adjust your controller settings depending on the user skill. That's right. Why get good when you can get algorithm? The patent's abstract outlines how software would actually involve determining based on controller input a user profile for the user comprising at least a skill level and an input tendency of the user. The software would subsequently make adjustments to the controller settings that are explicitly intended to improve the performance of the user in relation to the software. The controller settings compromising at least one of controller sensitivity or controller assignments. So I'm not exactly sure how this would work in its entirety, but imagine like you get to a section where you're able to adjust automatically without having to go through the control settings and change anything manually. Imagine a world where you're looting and the game just decides to change your controller settings for you so that you can loot faster, or maybe you can move while looting or something like that, or maybe you're fighting at long range and it knows that you're missing your shot, so it changes some settings to maybe help combat that, or maybe you're at close range and it realizes that, so therefore it changes some settings where your sensitivity is slower, and that way the aim assist feels a little bit more sticky. I don't know, but this is crazy because the controller players are going to get a whole level of customization now with this new controller whenever it does release. But one of the articles also said that there's no word on how exactly this innovation will be implemented. All we know is that EA filed this patent back in late 2020 and has now been granted, and so people are looking for this new controller to be released. We don't know exactly how it's going to work, and we don't know exactly what's going to change before it releases. However, one of the conspiracy theories out there is that Apex is actually going to nerf aim assist and make it to where this controller is more practical to use, and therefore if you're playing EA-based games, it may make more sense to use an EA-based controller, and I think that's a big monopoly thing. However, it would make sense if they'd ever decide to nerf aim assist. Maybe you want a controller that auto-configures some settings for you to kind of combat that. So with Apex getting its most players and also most viewers towards December and January time, many people are considering that they may use this time of year to implement some of these big changes, considering in their recent EA earning call that they said that 2023 was just ramping up for them and they had some big changes and some big exciting announcements. So what exactly will those be? We already know that Apex itself has decided to change the skill-based matchmaking after all of these years, after all of this time of people complaining about it and getting into games where they're not Apex Predator, but they're playing against 3-stack Apex Predators and they feel like their lobbies are way too imbalanced. It has finally come out that they will be changing that skill-based matchmaking very soon.